Do you know Jinjiang City, China? Jinjiang City, China is known as the world's shoe capital because in this city with a population of 2 million, there are over 3,000 shoe factories producing nearly 1.4 billion pairs of various types of shoes annually, accounting for 1/6 of the world's total. World-renowned sports shoe brands are OEM in Jinjiang. Let's first get to know Jinjiang, China through the 24th China Jinjiang International Footwear Expo. With the theme of Jinjiang Smart Manufacturing World Trend, the 24th China Jinjiang International Footwear Industry and 7th International SPO/TS Industry Expo opened on April the 19th in the Chinese footwear capital, in Jinjiang City, Fujian Province, attracting more than 2,000 domestic and foreign exhibitors from the domestic shoe industry, as well as more than 70 countries, and regions such as the UK, Russia, Brazil, and Iran. As an international platform in China that integrates product display, technology sharing, trade and investment, and cultural exchange, the Jinjiang Shoe Expo has undergone over 20 years of sedimentation and development, providing a broad stage for domestic and foreign enterprises to make good use of both domestic and the international markets and resources. It is reported that the exhibition area of this expo is 60,000 square meters, with a total of 2,400 international standard exhibition booths, planning 3 main exhibition areas for footwear products and sports goods, 2 textile materials, and mechanical equipment. At the same time, more than 10 characteristic theme pavilions, including the Belt and Road International Museum, the Taiwan Shoe Machinery Museum, the Science and Technology Innovation and Talent Museum, and the Digital Economy Museum, have been established, which are more international, ethnological style, and fashionable charm. At the Belt and Road International Pavilion, Kazakh young man Abbott speaks fluent Chinese and introduces his shoes, shoe materials, and other products to visitors in front of the booth. This is my first time participating in the Jinjiang Shoe Expo as an exhibitor, Abbott told reporters. Unlike previous years of visiting and purchasing at the Shoe Expo, this year's focus is on promoting my products, hoping to sell them to new markets such as South America and Southeast Asia. As one of the most technologically advanced regions in the world's shoe industry, Taiwan is particularly renowned for its shoe machine industry, while Jinjiang's shoe industry has a large-scale, complete industrial chain, and strong complementarity between the two regions. Since the establishment of the Taiwan Pavilion at the 8th Shoe Expo for the first time, the shoe industry across the Taiwan Strait has been accompanying each other for many years, especially in areas such as intelligent shoe machines. This year, the Taiwan Footwear Industry Association and the Taiwan Machinery Industry Association continue to organize group exhibitions, bringing the latest products the technologies of Taiwan's shoe machines. Through the platform of the Jinjiang Footwear Expo, the shoe industries across the Taiwan Strait selflessly share the latest technologies, concepts, and understanding of the future, and work together to explore new markets. Li Minru, vice president of the Taiwan Machinery Industry Association, said, "The mainland is transforming from a world factory into the world's most promising market." The shoe industries across the Taiwan Strait jointly seized this opportunity, and believe that the future will be better and better. The manufacturing industry is the foundation of Jinjiang City, and the scale of the shoe and clothing industry cluster has exceeded 300 billion yuan, becoming the most important intelligent production base for shoe and clothing products in the world. Focusing on innovation and intelligent manufacturing empowerment, this year's Shoe Expo introduces technological achievements such as graphene and artificial intelligence, as well as the latest technological products such as intelligent shoe production lines and humanoid running robots. It also introduces digital service platforms to showcase the latest digital application scenarios and solutions and key links such as supply chain integration, guiding enterprises to seize the new digital trend. Jinjiang shoes were created by the people of Jinjiang, after decades of unremitting struggle. Let's share the history of the struggle of Jinjiang shoe industry. In 1987, Ding Shishong ed hundreds of pairs of shoes and ventured north. Ding Shibo built a shed by the river, and founded the Sangsing Shoe Factory. They were 17 years old that year. Lin Shipan has been an apprentice at a shoe factory for 2 years. Ding Mingliang has been operating a shoe factory for 4 years. These 4 people are the founders of Anta, Tebu, Idalong, and Delphi. Due to low labor costs and significant advantages in transportation compared to inland areas, Jinjiang has gained the favor of many foreign customers. In the 1990s, the shoe industry centered around Chendai town blossomed everywhere, and every household engaged in shoe-related transactions. During this period, the processing factories of Jinjiang shoes industry were at the low end of the global value chain, receiving only meager processing costs. Almost all well-known sports shoe brands in the world are seeking OEM processing in Jinjiang. Ding Mingliang registered the first local shoe and clothing industry trademark Delhui in Jinjiang in 1989, followed by the birth of ANTA. After years of apprenticeship, Lin Shipin established his own shoe factory, Kyushupeng, and Ding Shibo Sangsing entered the Russian market to start foreign trade. In the 1990s, the development of the footwear and clothing industry in Jinjiang was rapid, while in the early 20th century, the footwear and clothing industry in Jinjiang was thriving. At the beginning of the new century, ANTA paid 800,000 yuan to endorse the world champion of men's table tennis, Kong Linghui, and placed an advertisement on CCTV, marking the first shot in the path of Jinjiang's footwear and clothing industry brand. At that time, Ding Shibo, who had already become the king of export sales, turned his attention to the rising domestic market, and Sangsing was subsequently renamed as Tebu. TV advertisements have greatly increased brand awareness, and since then, the Jinjiang shoe and clothing brand has deeply rooted in people's hearts and become a household name. Subsequently, the listing curtain quickly opened. In 2007, ANTA became the first stock among Jinjiang footwear and clothing brands, with a closing market value of 18.7 billion Hong Kong dollars on the Hong Kong capital market on the day of its listing. 361 Peak is listed in Hong Kong, and Zidalong is listed on the Nasdaq backdoor. Ding Ming, a special step employee, said, "The quality of Jinjiang's products is not a problem. What we are inferior to Adidas and Nike is not shoemaking technology but the brand. It is not easy to create a brand by oneself. Due to the lack of innovative capabilities in technology and design, the Jinjiang footwear and clothing industry has to some extent lost its voice in the industry, making local enterprises at the bottom of the sports shoe industry for a long time. On the road to branding, Jinjiang shoe and clothing enterprises have followed one after another, and the big waves of sand have only begun to see gold. As early as 2005, ANTA had spent nearly 10 million yuan to establish the first high-tech sports science laboratory in China. Now, it has contributed over 41 national patents to ANTA and is known as the China Sports Technology Incubator, driving the all-round technological upgrading of the ANTA brand. On the one hand, ANTA continuously sponsors sports events and conducts comprehensive cooperation with institutions such as the CBA Professional League, the Chinese Olympic Committee, and the General Administration of Sport of China. ANTA has also become an official market partner and NBA licensor for the NBA. On the other hand, ANTA has launched a multi-brand strategy, launching trademark usage and business rights for a series of brands such as ANTA Kids, ANTA NBA co-branded brands, Fila, Sprandy, Descent, Sport, King Cow, etc. ANTA focuses on the sports footwear and clothing industry with the spirit of craftsmanship, with multiple brand combinations to meet the needs of different segmented markets, omnichannel retail focusing on consumer experience, and group operations strengthening resource integration. ANTA's growth reflects the transformation of the footwear and clothing industry in Jinjiang. In fact, the footwear and clothing manufacturing industry in Jinjiang is just a microcosm of the thousands of manufacturing industries, and it is an inevitable trend to move from made in China to. This transformation requires a leading goose to guide enterprise collaboration and form industrial cluster alliances. At present, there is a trend of light assets in the manufacturing industry. In Jinjiang, the trend is for small and medium-sized enterprises to contract for local large brands. Some large local brand enterprises outsource their OEM work to small and medium-sized enterprises, focusing on promotion research, ND development, and branding. Driven by these enterprises, industrial cluster alliance brands led by leading enterprises and supported by small and medium-sized enterprises are gradually emerging and taking shape. Of course, to form a mature industrial cluster alliance, relying solely on the entrepreneur itself is far from enough. Under the stimulation of the globalized economy, the demand of market entities has skyrocketed, and e-commerce has become an important channel for the footwear and clothing industry in Jinjiang. Let the world understand Jinjiang and its shoe and clothing manufacturing. The most valuable aspect of a brand is its ability to impress consumers. Putting the brand into culture not only adds vitality to the product, but also enhances its added value. The footwear and clothing industry in Jinjiang urgently needs more designs with cultural heritage and artistic connotations to strengthen its core competitiveness and fashion leadership and move towards the high end of the footwear and clothing industry chain.